The twins screamed. Not cried, screamed. High and sharp enough to crack crystal, to silence 200 killers pretending to be gentlemen. Luca's tray tilted. Champagne flute slid, caught, steadied. His pulse didn't. He'd been invisible for 6 weeks at Belisario's. The kind of server who refilled water before anyone noticed it was low, who never made eye contact with men wearing 5-figure watches and shoulder holsters. Pregnant male omegas didn't survive places like this by being seen. But the twins saw him. 2 small bodies stood in a custom high chair beside the head table. Dark curls wild, identical faces flushed. Their father, Matteo Vescari, the alpha who owned half the city's underground and all of its fear, reached for them with hands that had signed death warrants without trembling. They ignored him, pointed at Luca. PaPa. The word cracked through the banquet hall like a gunshot. Conversations died mid-sentence. Forks hovered. The chandeliers above kept burning, indifferent, while every dangerous man in the room turned to stare at the Omega clutching a tray against his rounded belly. Luca's lungs forgot how to work. He hadn't done anything. He'd walked past their table 3 times tonight, kept his head down, his scent blockers fresh, his oversized shirt hiding the swell that made him unemployable anywhere decent. He needed 2 more weeks of tips. Just 2 weeks before he could disappear into the kind of clinic that didn't ask questions. PaPa! The twins reached for him, fingers grasping air, voices climbing higher. Matteo Vescari rose, 6'3" of tailored black suit and controlled violence. His eyes, dark, sharp, calculating, tracked from his children to Luca with the precision of a predator identifying prey. Not anger in that gaze. Something worse. Recognition. "Don't move," Matteo said. Quiet. Absolute. Luca's knees locked. The tray rattled in his grip, porcelain chattering, champagne trembling in crystal. The twins' cries turned desperate, their small hands opening and closing, reaching, and something inside Luca's chest answered. A pull, a tug, an instinct older than language that said protect them, go to them, they need you. Impossible. He'd never seen these children before tonight. Matteo lifted one hand. The room emptied like water draining from a broken glass. Men in suits materialized from shadows, security, cleanup, the machinery of power moving with practiced efficiency. Guests filed toward exits without protest. The twins kept screaming, kept pointing, kept saying the word that shouldn't have been theirs to say. Within 90 seconds, the banquet hall stood empty except for Luca, the alpha, and 2 pups who'd been silent since birth. Matteo stepped closer, not threatening, testing. Watching how Luca's body tensed, how his hand dropped unconsciously to curve over his belly, protective. "Who are you?" Matteo asked. "Luca Moretti. I work here. I'm sorry, I didn't..." His voice cracked. "I don't know why they're... My sons have never spoken." Matteo's gaze dropped, deliberate, to Luca's stomach. "Back up. Not one word in 3 years. You walk past their table, and they call you PaPa." The twins whimpered. One reached so far he nearly toppled from the chair, and Luca moved without thinking 3 steps forward, hands out to catch. Matteo blocked him with one arm. "I asked you a question." "I don't know," Luca whispered. The denial tasted like ash. His body knew something his mind refused to accept. "Please, you're scaring them." The alpha's jaw tightened. The twins' cries pitched higher, frantic now, and Matteo's arm dropped. Luca stumbled forward, and small hands immediately tangled in his apron. His shirt pressed against the swell of his belly. The pups burrowed into him like they'd been searching their whole lives. Silence crashed down. Matteo stared, not at his sons, at the way they'd stopped breathing in panicked gasps, at the way Luca's hand moved instinctively to cup the back of one small head, at biology doing what logic couldn't explain. "You're coming with me," Matteo said, not asking. Luca looked up, met eyes that held cities and secrets and something raw beneath the surface. "Why?" he whispered. Matteo's voice dropped to something almost gentle, almost regretful. "Because you just became the most dangerous person in my world." What secret connects a desperate Omega to an Alpha King's silent heirs? The truth is buried 3 years deep, and someone will kill to keep it there. The car smelled like leather and threat. Luca pressed against the door, as far from Matteo as the backseat allowed, while the twins sat between them in custom car seats. They hadn't let go of his hand. Small fingers wrapped tight around his, sticky with tears, impossibly trusting. Outside, the city blurred past, neon and shadow, the kinds of neighborhoods where police cars didn't stop unless someone important was bleeding. Luca knew these streets, had walked them at 3 a.m. when rent was due and pride was expensive. "Where are we going?" His voice came out thin. "Somewhere safe." Matteo didn't look at him, kept his gaze forward, one hand resting on his knee, fingers tapping a rhythm only he could hear. "You'll have your own room, your own space. The pups need. I have an apartment. You have a studio with a broken lock in a building where 2 people were shot last month." Matteo's voice stayed level. Too level. "You're 6 months pregnant and working 80-hour weeks because you can't find legitimate employment. Should I continue?" Luca's throat closed. "You had me investigated. I had you identified. Investigation takes longer than 20 minutes. The car turned onto a private road. Gates opened without anyone pressing a button. Facial recognition, probably, or something more invasive. The estate rose ahead like a threat made of glass and steel. All clean lines and floor-to-ceiling windows that reflected the moon. "I can't stay here," Luca said. The twin on his left, the one with a tiny scar above his right eyebrow, squeezed tighter, made a small sound in his throat that wasn't quite a word but carried all the weight of "please don't go." Matteo finally looked at him. "They haven't eaten in 6 hours. Refused. Haven't slept longer than 20 minutes at a time since their nanny quit 3 weeks ago." He paused. "They stopped screaming the second you touched them." "That's not," Luca swallowed. "That's not possible. Neither is them speaking for the first time because you walked past." Matteo's gaze sharpened. "But here we are." The car stopped. The driver, silent, armed, professional, opened Matteo's door first. Then rounded to Luca's side, expression carefully neutral as a pregnant Omega climbed out with 2 pups, refusing to release his hands. The house's front entrance was wider than Luca's entire apartment. "One night," Matteo said. "Let them sleep. Let me figure out what's happening. Then you can decide if you want to leave." Luca looked down at the twins, at their faces, exhausted, hopeful, desperate, at the way they leaned into him like he was gravity and they'd been floating for years. "Okay," he whispered. "One night." Matteo nodded once, gestured toward the door. Behind him, something in the shadows moved, security probably, or staff. Luca's Omega instincts prickled, awareness flooding through him. Too many scents, too much danger. He pulled the twins closer, and they went willingly, tucking themselves against his legs. Inside the foyer, marble gleamed. A staircase curved upward. Somewhere deeper in the house, voices murmured. Staff, guards, the machinery of an empire. "This way," Matteo said. He led them down a hall, through a door, into a room flooded with soft light. A nursery. Not the kind from magazines. This was lived in, loved in. Toys scattered across a rug. Books stacked beside twin beds shaped like race cars. A window overlooking gardens that probably cost more to maintain than most people earned in a year. The twins let go of Luca's hands, climbed into their beds without being told, stared at him with wide, unblinking eyes. "Will you stay?" One whispered. First full sentence. First question. First hope. Luca's knees buckled. He caught himself on the doorframe and Matteo was there. One hand hovering near his elbow, not touching, ready to catch. "I'll stay," Luca managed. "Right here. I promise." He sank into the rocking chair between their beds. The twins reached out simultaneously, each grabbing one of his hands, and closed their eyes. Within 3 minutes, they were asleep. Matteo stood in the doorway, watching. His expression was unreadable, something between wonder and grief and calculation. "I'm ordering a DNA test," he said quietly. "Tomorrow morning." Do I have your consent? Luca's pulse hammered. Why would? Because my sons recognize you. Because your body responds to them. Because... Matteo's voice dropped. Because I need to know if you're the Omega who donated 3 years ago. The room tilted. They told me it didn't work, Luca whispered. The clinic said. Clinics lie. Matteo's gaze held steady. Do I have your consent? Luca looked at the twins. At their peaceful faces, the way they breathed in sync, hands still wrapped around his. Yes, he said. You have my consent. Matteo pulled out his phone, sent a single text. Put it away. Get some rest, he said. Tomorrow changes everything. The test will confirm what instinct already knows, but some truths carry a body count. And in Matteo Vescari's world, family is the deadliest weapon. Dawn came through glass walls like an accusation. Luca woke with a child's hand on his belly. Tiny fingers splayed across the place where his own pup kicked. The twin, the one with the scar, had climbed from his bed sometime in the night, curled against Luca's side in the rocking chair that shouldn't have been comfortable enough for sleeping but somehow was. Papa, the pup murmured, still dreaming. Luca's chest cracked open. He'd spent 3 years convinced the donation had failed. The clinic had called 2 months after the procedure apologetic, clinical, efficient. We're sorry, Mr. Moretti. The recipient chose not to move forward. Your compensation has been deposited. Thank you for your participation. For $1,000 that paid rent for 8 months. For $1,000 that kept him housed while he finished a degree that never led to employment because no one hired pregnant male Omegas, no matter what the law said. For $1,000 that bought these 2 lives sleeping peacefully because he'd been desperate enough to sell his biology. The door opened. Matteo entered carrying a tray, coffee, toast, fruit. Set it on the side table without a word. His suit was different from last night, charcoal instead of black, but his face carried the same exhaustion. They didn't wake once, Matteo said, soft, stunned. They did. Luca stroked the pup's hair gently. Around 3, had a nightmare. I hummed, and they went back down. Matteo's throat worked. They haven't slept through anything in 18 months. Maybe they just needed... Luca stopped, didn't finish. Me felt too presumptuous, too impossible. The doctor will be here in an hour. Matteo poured coffee, black, no sugar, offered it. Luca took it because his hands needed something to hold that wasn't a child who shouldn't be his. Standard paternity panel. Cheek swab. Results in 4 hours. And if I'm... Luca couldn't say it. If the test shows, then we deal with it. Matteo sat on the edge of the second twin's bed. The pup, the one without the scar, rolled over in his sleep, small hand reaching out. Matteo caught it automatically, held it with a gentleness that didn't match his reputation. Someone lied. Either the clinic lied to you or my late partner lied to me or both. Either way, his jaw tightened. My sons were kept from their biological parent for 3 years. Your late partner? Luca's voice cracked. Died 2 years ago. Car accident. Matteo's tone flattened. We weren't bonded. Business arrangement. She wanted heirs without attachment. I wanted... He stopped. It doesn't matter what I wanted. The twin against Luca's side stirred. Blinked awake. Looked up with eyes that were Matteo's eyes. Dark, sharp, ancient, and smiled. Papa, he said clearly, deliberately, reached up to pat Luca's face. Luca's vision blurred. What's his name? He whispered. Dante. Matteo's voice roughened. His brother is Marco. Dante. Marco. Names he should have known. Should have whispered during pregnancy, should have sung to, should have... His pup kicked hard, and Dante's hand pressed firmer against Luca's belly. The pup's eyes widened. Baby, Dante whispered. Baby brother? Marco woke then, scrambled across his bed to press his ear against Luca's stomach. Both twins went silent, listening, and Luca's omega biology surged, protectiveness, recognition, mine. Matteo watched it happen, watched Luca's scent shift, watched his body curve around both pups automatically, watched 3 years of instinct denied finally break free. The test is a formality, Matteo said quietly. Isn't it? Luca nodded, couldn't speak, held the twins while his own pup kicked, while biology proved what paperwork had tried to erase. The doctor arrived at 8, professional, discreet, the kind who treated Mafia families and never testified. For cheek swabs, 10 minutes of work, a promise of results by noon. The twins refused to let Luca out of sight, followed him to breakfast, to the bathroom door, to the sunroom where Matteo handed him a tablet showing news articles about last night's banquet. Vescari heirs speak. What's the secret? Mystery Omega at Mafia banquet sparks questions. Alpha King's silent sons break 3-year silence. They're looking for you, Matteo said, asking questions. My security team is handling it, but... He paused. If you're confirmed as their parent, that information becomes a weapon. Against you, Luca asked. Against all of us. Matteo's gaze was steady. But especially against you. At 11:45, Matteo's phone buzzed. He read the message, closed his eyes, opened them. The results are ready, he said. Luca stood. The twins grabbed his hands. Together, they walked to Matteo's office. All leather and dark wood and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a city that would tear Luca apart if it knew what he carried. Matteo opened the email, scanned it, turned the tablet around. Probability of paternity, 99.9%. Biological parent, Luca Moretti. The words blurred, sharpened, became real. They're mine, Luca whispered. They're ours, Matteo corrected. His voice carried weight, not possession but responsibility. And someone stole 3 years from all of us. Dante tugged Luca's hand. Papa, stay? Marco nodded frantically. Stay, please. Luca looked at Matteo, at the alpha who'd taken him from a restaurant floor, who'd offered a room and safety and answers without demanding anything in return. What happens now? Luca asked. Matteo's expression hardened. Now I find out who lied, and I make them regret it. The DNA doesn't lie, but someone did. And in a world built on blood and betrayal, the truth is the most dangerous weapon of all. The clinic's records arrived by courier at 2 p.m., 30 pages of falsified documents that Matteo's legal team tore apart in 90 minutes. Luca sat in the sunroom with the twins, building block towers that Dante knocked down while Marco carefully rebuilt them. While somewhere deeper in the estate, Matteo dismantled lies the way other men dismantled businesses. Luca. A woman appeared in the doorway, Maria, the head of household staff. Kind eyes, soft voice. He's asking for you. The twins looked up, alarmed. It's okay, Luca promised. I'll be right back. No. Marco's bottom lip trembled. Papa stays. Maria smiled gently. How about I take you both to the kitchen? Chef made chocolate chip cookies. Luca expected resistance. Instead, Marco considered this seriously, then looked at Dante, who nodded. Some twin language passed between them. They stood, took Maria's hands. 5 minutes, Dante said to Luca. Solemn, absolute. 5 minutes, Luca agreed. He found Matteo in his office, standing at the window with his phone pressed to his ear and rage in every line of his body. I don't care if she's in witness protection. Find her. He ended the call, turned. The anger smoothed from his face when he saw Luca, replaced by something more complex. Sit, please. Luca sat. Matteo pulled a file from his desk, slid it across. Dr. Elena Cursini, Matteo said, head of the fertility clinic where you donated. She approached my partner, Bianca, with an opportunity, private arrangement, an Omega donor who'd already been screened, who needed money badly enough not to ask questions. Luca's hands clenched. She told me the recipient declined, that the procedure didn't work. She told Bianca you'd been informed and consented to a gestational carrier arrangement, that you'd signed away all parental rights. Matteo's voice stayed level. She forged your signature, forged the consent forms, paid a surrogate to carry the twins to term, then delivered them to Bianca with a complete fabricated paper trail. The room tilted. Why? Money, discretion, control. Matteo's jaw tightened. Bianca paid $2 million for the arrangement. Dr. Corsini kept half. The surrogate got the rest. You got $4,000 and a lie. $2 million. For $1,000. Luca's vision grayed at the edges. The surrogate was instructed not to bond with the pups during pregnancy. To minimize omega pheromone exposure. To treat it like a medical procedure. Matteo's voice roughened. That's why they were silent. Why they never attached. They were biologically deprived of the omega parent they needed. Until last night, Luca whispered. Until they saw you, heard you, recognized you. Matteo moved closer, not crowding, just present. Whatever instinct connects parent to child, it doesn't care about paperwork or distance or time. They knew you, Luca. Their bodies knew. Tears burned. Luca forced them back. Where's Dr. Corsini now? Gone. Disappeared the same day Bianca died. Offshore accounts emptied. No forwarding address. Matteo's expression went cold. But I'll find her. And when I do. No. Luca looked up. Met those dark eyes. When you find her, I want to be there. Something flickered in Matteo's gaze. Approval. Respect. Agreed. A sound at the door, small feet running. Dante and Marco burst in, faces smeared with chocolate, eyes bright. PaPa! Dante crashed into Luca's legs. Cookie! Marco held one up. For you! Luca took it, bit into chocolate that tasted like sugar and normal and a life he'd never imagined having. The twins climbed into his lap, careful of his belly, already protective of the sibling they'd just discovered, and settled like they'd always belonged there. Matteo watched them. His expression shifted. Grief, wonder, something raw and unguarded. They never did that, he said quietly. With Bianca, with the nannies. With me. He paused. They never trusted anyone enough to just... His voice caught. To just be children. Luca's hand moved automatically, stroking Dante's hair, rubbing Marco's back. They were waiting, he said softly, for something they couldn't name, for someone they only knew in their bones. PaPa, Marco murmured against his chest. Content. Safe. Dante looked at Matteo, extended one chocolate-smeared hand. Daddy. Sit. Matteo went still. They've never called me that before. Then maybe they were waiting for this too, Luca said. For all of us to be together. Matteo crossed the room, knelt beside Luca's chair, let Dante press a sticky hand to his face, let Marco lean against his shoulder. The four of them breathed together, an accidental family built on lies that were finally crumbling. I won't let anyone take this from us, Matteo said. Not to Luca, to all of them. A vow. Whatever comes, whoever tries, I will burn it down before I let them hurt you. The twins didn't understand the words, but they felt the promise. Luca understood both. Then we fight, he said. Together. Matteo's hand covered his, squeezed once. Together. Some lies steal years, others steal lives. But the Vescari family is about to learn that truth, and the Omega who carries it is worth going to war for. The brick came through the nursery window at 4 a.m. Luca woke to shattering glass and twin screams, moved on instinct, rolled from the cot Maria had set up, threw himself over Dante's bed while Marco shrieked from across the room. The brick hit the wall where Luca's head had been 2 seconds earlier, trailing a message written in red ink that looked too much like blood. False Omega, false heir, false claim. Alarms shrieked, lights blazed. Matteo was there in seconds, barefoot, wearing only sleep pants, gun drawn, while security flooded the hallway. Don't move, Matteo commanded, scanning the room, the window, the brick. His gaze landed on Luca sprawled across Dante, on Marco crying in the corner, and something lethal crossed his face. Get them to the safe room, now. Luca gathered the twins. They clung, shaking, and he ran, barefoot on carpet, then marble, then down a staircase hidden behind a bookshelf. Maria guided them into a steel-reinforced room that could survive a bomb, closed the door, locked it, "Papa," Dante sobbed. "Scared." "I know, baby. I know." Luca pulled them onto his lap, tucked their faces against his chest, let his omega pheromones flood, soothing, safe, protected. His own pup kicked frantically, reacting to adrenaline, to fear. "We're okay. You're okay. Daddy's got us." Marco's hand pressed to Luca's belly. "Baby scared too?" "A little," Luca admitted. "But we're together. That's what matters." The door unlocked. Matteo entered, face carved from stone. Blood on his knuckles, not his own. "Everyone secure?" he asked Maria. "Yes, sir." He nodded, dismissed her with a look, waited until she left before he crossed to Luca, dropped to his knees, hands hovering like he wanted to touch but didn't know if he should. "Are you hurt?" His voice was too controlled. "The pups? We're fine." Luca's hand shook when he reached out, touched Matteo's face. "What happened?" "Someone used a commercial drone, dropped the brick from 60 feet up. By the time security located it, they'd wiped the signal." Matteo's jaw tightened. "This was a message, a warning." "About me," Luca said. "About the threat you represent." Matteo caught Luca's hand, held it against his face. "My underboss, Sergio, has been making noise about legitimacy, about bloodlines, about how the appearance of an unknown Omega undermines 3 years of established succession." "The twins are yours," Luca said fiercely. "That's not. Logic doesn't matter. Optics do." Matteo's thumb brushed over Luca's knuckles. "In my world, weakness is currency. You're pregnant, vulnerable, and magically produced from nowhere with a DNA claim to my heirs. That makes you a weapon," Luca finished. "Something to be used against you, or eliminated." Matteo's voice went cold. Sergio's not subtle. This was him testing my response, seeing if I'd send you away to protect the Empire. "Will you?" Luca asked quietly. Matteo looked at the twins, at Dante's tear-stained face, at Marco's hand still pressed protectively over Luca's belly. At 3 years of silence broken by one night of recognition. "No," he said. "I'm declaring you under my protection, publicly, tomorrow." "That's a target," Luca whispered. "You're already a target." Matteo's gaze was absolute. "At least this way, every man in my organization knows that touching you means war." Dante stirred against Luca's chest. "Daddy? Papa stays." "Papa stays," Matteo promised. "Forever." Marco's voice was tiny. "Promise." Matteo pulled all 3 of them, Luca, Dante, Marco, into his arms. His scent shifted, alpha protective, and the twins relaxed immediately. "I promise," Matteo said. "On my life, on my name, on everything I've built." He looked at Luca over the twins' heads. "No one takes you from us." Luca's throat closed. "Matteo." "I know." Matteo's hand curved around the back of Luca's neck. "Not claiming, anchoring. I know it's vast. I know it's insane. I know you don't owe me anything. But," his voice cracked, "but they need you, and I need him too," Luca finished softly. "I see it, the way you look at them, and me, like we're something you've been missing. You are." Matteo's forehead pressed against his. "You're everything I didn't know I'd lost." The twins fell asleep between them, exhausted, safe, trusting. Luca stayed awake, felt the weight of Matteo's arm across his shoulders, the solid reality of a man who'd promised protection and meant it. Outside the safe room, the estate was on lockdown. Security swept every inch. Sergio was being located, questioned, warned. Inside, a family held each other and breathed. "Tomorrow," Matteo murmured against Luca's hair, "we show them you're mine, that the pups are ours, that anyone who comes for you goes through me first." "And if Sergio doesn't back down?" Luca asked. Matteo's arms tightened. "Then I remind him why I'm king. Protection comes with a price, and in Matteo Vescari's world, that price is paid in blood. The war for family has just begun, and only one side will survive." Morning came with lawyers and contracts spread across Matteo's desk like war plans. Luca stood at the window, watching the twins play in the garden below, surrounded by 4 guards, monitored by cameras, safe in a way that felt like imprisonment. His reflection showed exhaustion. Dark circles, rumpled clothes borrowed from Matteo's closet, a belly that seemed heavier today than yesterday. "You don't have to sign anything," Matteo said behind him. Papers rustled. "But if you do, it makes you legally untouchable. My protected Omega, the twins' acknowledged parent. Anyone who harms you commits an act of war against the Vescari family." Luca turned. Matteo sat at his desk in full armor 3-piece suit, hair slicked back, the Alpha King who'd built an empire on calculated violence. But his hands trembled slightly as he pushed the contract forward. "What does it cost me?" Luca asked. "Your freedom." Matteo's honesty was brutal. "You can't leave without my approval. Can't be seen in public without security. Can't make decisions about the twins without consultation. You become..." He stopped. "You become mine. Legally. Publicly. Permanently. A cage made of gold," Luca said softly. "Yes. No lies. No pretty words. But a cage that keeps you breathing." Luca crossed to the desk, picked up the contract. "Read clauses about protection, about authority, about the twins' custody arrangements that gave Matteo final say in everything from schooling to medical care." "This isn't partnership," Luca said. "This is ownership." Matteo's jaw tightened. "It's survival. Sergio isn't the only threat. I have rivals in 7 cities who'd use you to break me. I have politicians who'd expose you to destroy my credibility. I have..." His voice roughened. "I have a world full of people who'd hurt you to prove they could. So you'd hurt me differently." Luca set the contract down. "With kindness and protection and a leash you call safety." "Yes." Matteo stood, moved around the desk, stopped 3 feet away, giving space. "I would, because the alternative is you dead, the twins traumatized, and me burning the city down in revenge. Is that better?" "No." Luca's hand curved over his belly. "But there has to be another way." "Then tell me." Matteo spread his hands. "Tell me how to keep you safe without controlling everything. Tell me how to let you have freedom in a world that sees you as ammunition. Tell me..." He swallowed. "Tell me how to be what you need instead of what I am." The vulnerability in that question cracked something open. Luca stepped closer. "You want to know what I need?" "Yes. I need the twins to have both parents. I need my pup to be born into safety, not war. I need..." His voice shook. "I need to not be invisible anymore. Not property. Not a transaction. Not someone who exists only because you allow it." Matteo's hand lifted, hovering near Luca's face. "What if I promised that? What if I wrote it into the contract? Autonomy within boundaries. Voice in decisions. Partnership where it matters. Would you honor it?" Luca asked. "When it's inconvenient. When it threatens your control. When your instincts tell you to lock me up and solve problems with violence." "I don't know," Matteo admitted. "I've never tried to share power. Never trusted anyone enough to..." He stopped. "But I try. For them. For you. I try." Footsteps in the hallway. Rapid. Urgent. Matteo's second-in-command burst through the door. Nico, young, sharp, loyal. "Sir, Sergio's called an assembly. Tonight. Demanding you address the Omega situation." Matteo's expression went cold. "Tell him I'll address it when I'm ready. He's threatening to bring it to a vote. Confidence in your leadership. Stability concerns." Nico's gaze flicked to Luca, apologetic. "He's got 12 families backing him. 12 out of 30, Matteo said. "Not enough. Enough to fracture us," Nico countered. "Enough to make us vulnerable while we fight internally. Sir, you need to..." The security alarm shrieked. All 3 of them froze, then moved. Nico to the door, weapon drawn. Matteo to the hidden panel behind his desk, pulling out a gun and a phone. Luca to the window, eyes searching for the twins. They were running, guards surrounding them, hustling them toward the house, while something sparked on the garden wall. Down! Matteo tackled Luca to the floor as the window exploded. Glass rained. Smoke billowed. Matteo covered Luca's body with his own, one hand cradling Luca's belly, the other still gripping his gun. Through the ringing in his ears, Luca heard shouting, gunfire, the twins screaming, "PaPa!" Instinct overrode reason. Luca shoved against Matteo, scrambling toward the door. "The twins! They're secure!" Matteo growled, dragging him back. "Safe room protocol. There! PaPa!" Closer now. In the hallway, Matteo cursed, hauled Luca up, pushed him behind the desk. "Stay here. Don't move. I mean it, Luca." The door crashed open. Maria stumbled through, twins in her arms, blood on her temple. Couldn't reach the safe room. Hallways compromised. Matteo grabbed the twins, thrust them at Luca. "Bathroom. Lock it. Now." Luca ran. Twins in his arms, heavy and terrified. His own pup kicking frantically. Into the private bathroom attached to the office. Slammed the door, locked it, pulled the twins behind the marble tub, covered them with his body. "PaPa!" Dante sobbed. Scared. So scared. "I know, baby." Luca's voice somehow stayed steady. "I know. But you're safe. Daddy's got us. He won't let anything happen." Gunfire. Close. Too close. Then silence. Footsteps. A knock. "Luca, it's me." Matteo's voice. But Luca's hands shook too hard to unlock the door. Couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. Could only hold the twins and shake. The lock clicked. Matteo must have used a key. He entered slowly, hands visible, gun holstered, dropped to his knees in front of them. "It's over," he said. "Sergio's men. 4 of them. Dead now. All of them." "The twins," Luca whispered. "Check them. Please." Matteo's hands moved over Dante, then Marco. Gentle. Thorough. "Not a scratch. You protected them." His gaze lifted. "You could have run. Found your own safety. But you stayed with them." "They're my pups," Luca said. Simple. Absolute. Something in Matteo's face shifted. "Sign the contract," he said. "But I'll add amendments. Your terms. Your boundaries. Whatever you need to feel like a partner, not property. We'll negotiate every clause." His hand covered Luca's. "Because you're right. This should be choice. Not a cage." "And if Sergio comes again?" Luca asked. Matteo's smile was cold. "He won't. I'm going to the assembly tonight. And I'm taking you with me." "That's suicide," Nico said from the doorway. "That's a statement," Matteo corrected. He looked at Luca. "Will you stand beside me? Let them see what they're threatening. Show them that the Vescari family isn't just blood and violence anymore." Luca looked at the twins, at their faces pressed against his chest, at the life growing inside him that deserved safety and truth. "I'll stand beside you," he said. "But not as your property, as your partner." "Done." Matteo pulled him up, pulled all of them up. "Tonight, we show them what we are. And tomorrow we rewrite the contract," Luca finished. "Together," Matteo agreed. "Some battles are fought with guns, others with presence. But the deadliest weapon in Matteo Vescari's arsenal is about to be the Omega who refuses to hide." The assembly hall smelled like cigars and old violence. 30 families, 60 eyes tracking Luca's entrance. His hand in Matteo's, not being led, but walking beside. His other hand curved over his belly. The twins at home with Maria and 12 guards because some statements didn't require children as shields. Sergio stood at the center of the room. 50-something, scarred, dangerous. His gaze raked over Luca with open contempt. "This is your answer?" Sergio asked. "Parading your weakness?" "This is my partner," Matteo said, each word deliberate. "Luca Moretti, biological parent of my heirs. Carrier of my 3rd child, under my protection. Anyone who touches him dies." Slowly, murmurs rippled through the room. Luca felt them like physical weight, judgment, calculation, threat. His Omega instincts screamed run, hide, Submit. He stood taller. Your partner. Sergio laughed. A pregnant Omega who appeared from nowhere with a convenient DNA claim? Who's to say this isn't a trap? A plant? A weakness someone else controls? Then test me, Luca said. The room went silent. Matteo's hand tightened on his. Luca. No. Luca stepped forward, away from Matteo's shelter, into the center of predators. You want to know if I'm real? If the twins are real? Ask your questions. Run your tests. Do whatever you need to be satisfied. His voice didn't shake. But understand this. I didn't ask to be here. Didn't ask to disrupt your power structure. I donated eggs 4 years ago because I needed rent money. Everything else? That was done to me. Not by me. Pretty speech, Sergio said. Doesn't make you less of a liability. Neither does killing me. Luca met his gaze. It just makes you a murderer of pregnant Omegas. Think that plays well with the families, with the city, with your own conscience. Sergio's jaw clenched. You think you can shame me into? I think you're afraid, Luca said softly, that Matteo's found something you never could. Family. Real family. Not just blood and fear and obligation. And you're terrified that makes him stronger. Not weaker. Enough. Sergio pulled a gun. Matteo moved faster, had his own weapon drawn, pointed at Sergio's head, before anyone could blink. Do it, Matteo invited. Give me a reason. You'd start a war over an Omega? Sergio demanded. I'd end one, Matteo corrected. Right here, right now. Your men against mine. Your family's watching you die because you couldn't accept that I chose love over legacy. Love, Sergio spat. You've known him 3 days. I've known my sons 3 years. He gave them their voices back in 3 minutes. Matteo's gun didn't waver. That's worth more than anything you've built, including your life. Luca's phone buzzed. Once, twice. The emergency tone. His blood turned to ice. The twins. Matteo's attention fractured for half a second. Sergio saw it. Lunged. Not at Matteo. At Luca. The room exploded. Matteo fired. Missed, couldn't risk hitting Luca. Sergio grabbed Luca's arm, twisted, used him as a shield. Gun pressed to Luca's temple. Stand down, Sergio ordered. All of you, or the Omega dies. Luca couldn't breathe. The gun barrel was cold. His pup kicked. The phone kept buzzing. The twins, he gasped. Please, something's wrong. Nothing's wrong yet, Sergio said. But it will be. My men are at your estate, in the nursery, with your precious pups. So here's the deal, Vescari. You step down, publicly, name me successor, or... Matteo's expression went dead. If you've touched them, they're alive, scared, crying for their papa. Sergio smiled, wondering where he is, why he isn't protecting them. Luca's vision grayed. Not the twins, not his babies, not... Matteo's gaze met his. Something passed between them. Understanding, permission, trust. Luca went limp. Dead weight. Sergio's grip shifted for a second. Matteo fired. The bullet took Sergio's shoulder. Luca dropped, rolled, hands covering his belly. Matteo was there instantly, body over his, while the room descended into chaos. Guns drawn. Shouts. Sergio's men against Matteo's men against families trying to decide which side would win. The twins, Luca sobbed. Please, we have to. Matteo pulled him up, ran out of the assembly hall into the car, Nico already driving before the doors closed. Phone pressed to his ear, barking orders, while Luca shook so hard his teeth chattered. Hold on, Matteo said. Hold on, we're coming. The estate appeared. Gates open, two open, security lights blazing. They ran inside, up the stairs, down the hallway, to the nursery where, empty, beds torn apart, window broken, blood on the floor. Luca's knees gave out. No, he whispered. No, no, no. Sir. A guard stumbled from the closet. Face bruised, They took them, 2 men, through the window. We tried. Matteo grabbed him. Where? Service road. Black van. We have the plates, we have. Matteo was already moving, pulling Luca with him. They're alive. They need them alive for leverage. That means we have time. We have nothing, Luca screamed. They have our babies and we have nothing. Matteo stopped, cupped Luca's face. We have everything that matters. We have each other. We have rage. We have resources. His thumbs brushed away tears. And we have 12 hours before Sergio bleeds out from that shoulder wound. He'll negotiate. He'll make demands. And when he does, his smile was lethal. We'll kill every single person who touched them. Luca's hand gripped Matteo's wrist. Promise me. What? That you'll burn it all down. Everything. Everyone. Promise me. I promise, Matteo said. On my life. On my name. I will drown this city in blood before I let them hurt our sons. Our sons. Not his. Not mine. Ours. Luca kissed him. Hard. Desperate. Tasting fear and fury and love too new to name but too powerful to deny. Then let's go to war, Luca whispered against his mouth. Matteo's arms tightened. Together, they took the wrong children from the wrong parents. Now the Alpha King and his Omega will teach them what it means to threaten a family forged in blood. Sergio's phone rang at 3 a.m. He answered from a warehouse across the river, shoulder bandaged, surrounded by his remaining men, the twins tied to chairs in the center of the room. They'd cried themselves silent hours ago, just stared now, empty, broken. Vescari, Sergio said. Ready to negotiate? No. Matteo's voice was cold. Ready to give you one chance to return my sons unharmed. Your sons? Sergio laughed. You mean the Omega's bastards? The ones you're destroying the family to protect? My sons, Matteo repeated. And your death. Those are your only options. The line went dead. Sergio stared at the phone. He's bluffing. He doesn't even know where. The lights cut out. Emergency generators kicked in, bathing everything in red. Sergio's men moved to defensive positions, weapons drawn. One went to check the door. It exploded inward. Matteo came through the smoke like an avenging angel. No hesitation, no mercy. For shots, for bodies. Moved like violence incarnate while his team flooded in behind him. Nico and 20 others, trained killers who die for their king. Sergio grabbed Dante, pressed his gun to the pup's head. Stop or he dies. Matteo stopped, blood on his suit, murder in his eyes. You think I negotiated with you for 12 hours because I couldn't find you? I negotiated because I was getting everyone you love into position. Sergio's phone buzzed. A video message. His daughter, tied up, crying. Safe but terrified. His wife, in a car surrounded by Vescari soldiers. His brother, at gunpoint in his own home. You wanted to play with family? Matteo asked softly. Let me show you how that game ends. You wouldn't, Sergio said. You have rules. Lines you don't cross. I did. Matteo stepped closer. Then you took my sons. Threatened my Omega. Decided family was weakness. Another step. Now I'll show you what it really is. Marco whimpered. Dante's eyes locked on Matteo. Tear-streaked, desperate, trusting. Daddy, Dante whispered. The word broke something in Matteo's face. Reformed it into something terrible. Let them go, he said. And I'll make your death quick. No deal. Sergio's hand shook. I walk out of here with the pups or... Movement behind him. A shadow separating from shadows. Luca. He'd come through the broken window. Silent, terrified. Omega instincts overriding self-preservation. Moved while everyone watched Matteo. Got close enough to touch. Hey! Luca said softly. Sergio spun. Gun shifting from Dante to Luca. Matteo fired. Center mass. Sergio went down. Dante scrambled free, running to Luca, while Marco broke his own restraints and followed. Luca dropped to his knees, gathering them, checking for injuries. Whispered reassurances spilling out while Matteo's team secured the room. Sergio coughed blood, stared up at Matteo. You'll lose everything. For them. I already won, Matteo said, walked past him, knelt beside Luca and the twins. Everyone else? They're just learning the new rules. Sergio died watching the family he'd tried to destroy hold each other. The ride home was silent. Twins in Luca's lap, Matteo's hand on his knee, Nico driving with his gaze carefully forward, giving them privacy. You shouldn't have come, Matteo said finally. The warehouse. Too dangerous. If something had happened. Something was happening. Luca interrupted. To our sons. I couldn't. His voice cracked. I couldn't sit in the car while you went to war. You're pregnant. Vulnerable. If Sergio had shot you, he was going to shoot Dante. Luca looked at him. Would you have traded me for him? Yes. No hesitation. I'd trade anything for them. For you. Then you understand, Luca said softly, why I couldn't stay safe while you risked everything. Matteo's jaw tightened. It's different. Because you're alpha? Because you're allowed to sacrifice yourself and I'm not. Because I've lived in violence my whole life, and you... Matteo stopped. You've lived enough pain. I wanted to protect you from more. You did, Luca said, by letting me protect them, by trusting me to help, he swallowed, by making me partner instead of prisoner. The twins stirred. Dante's hand found Matteo's. Marco's found Luca's, connected them all. I killed 17 people tonight, Matteo said quietly. Sergio, his men, the ones who gave orders. The ones who knew where the pups were and didn't stop it. He looked at his hands, cleaned but still carrying weight. Does that scare you? Yes, Luca admitted. But so does the world that made it necessary. So does losing them. So does, he paused. So does the alternative. What alternative? You being someone who wouldn't do it. Who'd let rules or fear or morality stop you from saving them. Luca's hand covered Matteo's bloody knuckles. I don't want a saint, Matteo. I want the man who loves them enough to become a monster. Matteo's breath shuddered. I thought you'd hate me for it. I love you for it, Luca said. The words hung between them. Truth too big for 3 days but too real to deny. Matteo kissed him. Slow, reverent, tasting like smoke and promise. Tomorrow, he said against Luca's mouth, I'm calling an assembly. The families who back Sergio will bend the knee or leave. The ones who stayed neutral will choose. And everyone will hear me claim you. Claim? Luca pulled back. I thought we agreed. Not as property, Matteo clarified. As my bonded omega, my partner, my equal. His hand curved over Luca's belly. If you'll have me, Dante perked up. Married? Like princess stories. With a ring? Marco asked. And cake? Luca laughed, choked on tears. You're proposing? Now? After a massacre? I'm proposing after almost losing you, Matteo said. After watching you risk everything for our sons. After realizing I don't want to survive this life anymore. I want to live it. With you. That's the worst proposal I've ever heard, Luca whispered. Is it working? Luca kissed him again. Yes. The twins cheered. Exhausted, traumatized, but resilient enough to find joy in their parents finally claiming each other. Tomorrow, Matteo promised. I tell the world you're mine. Tonight, Luca countered. You tell me I'm yours. Matteo smiled. You're mine, Luca Moretti, and I'm yours. For however long you'll keep me. Forever then, Luca said. Outside, the city burned with rumors of Sergio's death. Inside the car, a family held each other and chose love over survival. It was enough. One bond forged. One family claimed. But the world still waits to see if an alpha king can choose love without losing his crown. The assembly happened at dawn. 23 families showed. 7 didn't, the ones who'd backed Sergio, who'd fled the city overnight or gone into hiding. Matteo let them run. For now, Luca stood at his side, no longer hidden, no longer protected from view. He wore clothes Matteo had commissioned, tailored to accommodate his belly, elegant enough to belong in this world of power and violence. The twins sat in chairs behind them, flanked by Maria and a dozen guards. The Vescari family has changed, Matteo began. No preamble, no apology. 3 days ago, my sons spoke for the first time. They called for their biological parent. An Omega I didn't know existed. An Omega who'd been lied to, stolen from, erased by people who thought biology could be controlled. Murmurs rippled through the room. Luca felt their stares like brands. Last night, those same people, led by Sergio Martinelli, kidnapped my sons, threatened my Omega, demanded I choose between power and family. Matteo's voice hardened. I chose family. I will always choose family. And anyone who sees that as weakness is welcome to test me. Silence. Luca Moretti is my bonded Omega, the twins' acknowledged parent, carrier of my third child. He stands beside me as partner, not property. He speaks with my authority. He's protected by my name. Matteo's hand found Luca's, and he's off limits. To everyone. Forever. One of the older family heads stood, Antonio, 60 years of scars and survival. You're asking us to accept an outsider, an Omega with no training, no background, no understanding of our world. I'm not asking, Matteo said. I'm informing. Then you risk fracture, Antonio said. Not threatening, observing. The families who left will talk, will spread doubt, will suggest you've been compromised. Let them, Matteo said. I've spent 15 years building this empire on fear. It's time to build it on something else. And what's that? Antonio asked. Luca stepped forward, heart hammering, Omega instincts screaming to submit, to defer, to let the alpha handle power. He ignored them. Loyalty, Luca said. The kind you earn, not demand. His voice steadied. I don't know your world, don't know the rules, the hierarchies, the history, but I know what it feels like to be invisible, to be used, to be told your biology makes you less. He met Antonio's gaze. Matteo could have done that to me, could have claimed me as possession. Instead, he's offering partnership, asking you to see me as person, not pawn. And if you fail? Antonio asked. If you can't handle the pressure, the danger, the reality of what we are, then I fail, Luca said. But I'll fail trying to give the twins a family built on choice, trying to show them that power doesn't have to mean cruelty. He paused, trying to prove that an Omega's strength isn't weakness, it's survival. Antonio studied him, long enough that Luca's hands started shaking, then nodded. I'll back you, for now. But Vescari, he looked at Matteo, you're betting everything on this. I hope you're right. I am, Matteo said. One by one, the families pledged, not all enthusiastically, some through gritted teeth, but they pledged. Afterward, Nico pulled Matteo aside. We have a problem. Only one, Matteo asked dryly. Dr. Corsini. We found her. She's asking for immunity in exchange for testimony. Matteo's expression went cold. Testimony about what? The fertility program. Apparently, Luca wasn't the only Omega donor who was lied to. She's claiming there are 6 other cases, other families, other stolen pups. Luca's blood turned to ice. 6. At least, Nico confirmed. She's offering to expose the whole operation if we guarantee her safety. No deal, Matteo said. She doesn't get immunity. She gets a cell. She'll take the story public, Nico warned. Destroy the clinic's reputation, your late partner's name, expose the surrogacy arrangements. Let her, Luca interrupted. Both men turned. Let her expose it, all of it. Every lie, every stolen pup, every Omega who deserves to know their children exist. Luca, Matteo said carefully, that will bring scrutiny, investigations, legal battles. Good, Luca said fiercely. Maybe it should. Maybe other Omegas deserve what I got. The chance to know, to choose, to be parents instead of donors. Matteo studied him. You understand what you're asking? The publicity, the exposure. I understand that there are 6 other MES out there, Luca said. 6 other people who think they failed, who don't know they have children calling for them. His hand curved over his belly. If we can give them that, even at cost to us, isn't it worth it? Matteo's thumb brushed over Luca's knuckles. You're too good for this world. Or this world needs more good, Luca countered. Tell Dr. Corsini we'll negotiate, Matteo said to Nico. But on our terms. Full disclosure. Names, records, everything. And she cooperates fully, or the deal's off. Nico nodded. Left. Luca sagged against Matteo. Did I just make everything worse? You made everything right, Matteo said. Complicated, dangerous, but right. The twins appeared, Maria trailing behind apologetically. They insisted. Papa, Dante said solemnly. Cake now? Marco nodded. You promised. When did I? Luca stopped. The proposal. You remember that? You said yes, Marco said. Yes means cake, and rings, and... He frowned, concentrating. And happily ever after. Luca's throat closed. It does, doesn't it? That night they held a bonding ceremony. Not the traditional kind, no formal rituals, no public displays. Just the 4 of them in the nursery, windows repaired, security doubled. Matteo placed a ring on Luca's finger. Simple gold, engraved with coordinates of where the twins first spoke. This is where we started, Matteo said, where everything changed. Luca placed a matching ring on Matteo's hand. This is where we begin. All of us, together. The twins clapped. Maria brought cake, chocolate, because some promises were sacred. They ate on the nursery floor, surrounded by toys and guards and the reality of a family built from lies that had finally transformed into truth. Will you tell them? Luca asked later, twins asleep between them. When they're older, about the clinic, about how they came to be. I'll tell them they were wanted, Matteo said. Fought for, chosen, every single day. That's not the whole truth, Luca said. It's the truth that matters, Matteo countered. He kissed Luca's forehead. The rest is just details. Outside, the city hummed. Inside, a family slept, imperfect, complicated, worth every sacrifice. At 4 a.m., Luca's water broke. One bond sealed, one truth exposed, one life about to begin. But some stories don't end. They transform into something bigger than survival. They become legacy. The pain came in waves. Luca gripped Matteo's hand hard enough to bruise while the doctor worked efficiently, calmly, like delivering a pup during a Mafia empire's restructuring was routine. The twins sat outside with Maria, faces pressed to the door's window, watching their papa breathe through contractions that rewrote his understanding of strength. You're doing beautifully, the doctor said. Almost there. Lying, Luca gasped. Doctors lie. Only when necessary, Matteo said against his ear. And right now, you're winning. You're so close, Luca. So close. One more push. One more moment of impossible pressure and unbearable intensity and a cry. Thin, furious, alive. The doctor lifted a pup. Tiny, perfect, screaming. Healthy boy. Congratulations. Matteo's face crumpled. He pressed his forehead to Luca's, breath shaking, while the doctor cleaned their son and wrapped him in soft blankets. Placed him on Luca's chest, skin to skin, biology doing what words couldn't. The pup quieted immediately, rooted, found what he needed. Hi, baby, Luca whispered. Hi, I'm your papa. That's your daddy. And outside, his voice broke. Outside are your big brothers. They've been waiting for you. They're going to love you so much. The door opened. Maria brought the twins in carefully, quietly, eyes huge. Baby, Dante breathed. Marco climbed onto the bed with zero regard for medical protocols. Stared at his new brother. Reached out one finger to touch tiny, wrinkled hands. "He's so small," Marco whispered. "Will he break?" "No," Luca said. "He's stronger than he looks, just like all of us." Dante pressed close, careful of Luca's exhaustion. "What's his name?" Luca looked at Matteo. They hadn't discussed it. Too superstitious, maybe, or too afraid to jinx the fragile hope they'd built. "Alessio," Matteo said. "It means defender." "Alessio Vescari Moretti," Luca added. "Both their names, both their legacies." The twins tested the syllables, smiled. Alessio squirmed, making irritated pup noises, and both older brothers immediately started cooing reassurances that would have been hilarious if they weren't so achingly earnest. "We'll protect him," Dante promised. "Forever and ever. We'll teach him stuff," Marco added. "Important stuff, like where Daddy hides the good cookies." Matteo laughed. Raw, relieved, real. "Those are secrets, Marco. Not from family," Marco said seriously. And there it was. The truth that had rewritten everything. Family. 6 weeks later, the city settled into new rhythms. Dr. Corsini's testimony led to 8 other Omegas finding their biological children. Some happy reunions, some complicated negotiations, all of them transformative. Matteo's organization adapted, shifted, reformed under leadership that prioritized loyalty over fear. 3 rival families tried to test the new structure. None survived the attempt. Luca learned to navigate board meetings and security briefings, to speak with authority borrowed from Matteo but earned through his own refusal to be invisible. The twins started preschool. Private, secure, expensive, and came home each day with artwork that Maria hung on every available surface. Alessio grew, thrived, demonstrated the Vescari determination by screaming at 3 a.m. with impressive lung capacity. And one morning, Luca woke to find Matteo already up, standing at the nursery window with Alessio in his arms, watching the twins play in the garden below. "You should be sleeping," Luca said from the doorway. "I was," Matteo said. "Then I realized I didn't want to miss this." "Miss what, Dawn? You've seen 1,000. Not like this." Matteo turned. His face carried something soft, unguarded. "Not with all of you here. Safe. Mine." Luca crossed to him, wrapped his arms around both of them. Alpha, Pup, and the Omega who'd accidentally saved them all. "Ours," Luca corrected. "We're ours. Not just yours." "Ours," Matteo agreed. He kissed Luca's temple. "How did I live without this?" "Survival," Luca said. "You survived. Until you could live." Alessio squirmed, made demanding noises. Luca took him, settled into the rocking chair, started the morning feeding while Matteo watched with the kind of attention that used to be reserved for threats and territory. "I got a call yesterday," Matteo said. "From one of the Omegas. Dr. Corsini's testimony helped. She wanted to thank us, said finding her daughter changed everything. And," Luca prompted, "and I realized we're not just fixing our family. He paused. "We're changing how it works. For everyone. Proving that Omegas aren't weakness. That family isn't a cage. That love doesn't make you vulnerable. It makes you lethal." "That's very poetic for 6 a.m., Luca teased. "I've been practicing," Matteo admitted. "Thought you'd appreciate it." "I appreciate you," Luca said. "All of you. The terrifying alpha king who kills people who threaten his family. The father who learns preschool songs. The man who holds his pup at dawn like it's a religious experience." "It is," Matteo said seriously. "Every morning I wake up and you're all still here. Still breathing. Still mine, ours. That's the only God I believe in." Alessio finished eating. Luca burped him, handed him to Matteo. Watched the alpha who'd burned cities for family cradle their youngest son with infinite gentleness. "You know what I realized?" Luca said. "What?" "The twins calling me Papa that first night. It wasn't magic. Wasn't fate." Luca stood, moved to the window. It was biology recognizing biology. Instinct finding instinct. Truth refusing to stay buried. "And now?" Matteo asked. "Now it's choice," Luca said. We choose each other, every day. Not because biology demands it or circumstances force it. Because we want to. Because this. He gestured to the twins below, to Alessio in Matteo's arms, to the life they'd built from lies and violence and 3 days of impossible recognition. This is worth choosing. Footsteps on the stairs. The twins burst in, grass-stained and grinning. "Papa," Dante announced. "We found a frog. It's green," Marco added helpfully. "And slimy. Can we keep it?" "Absolutely not," Luca and Matteo said in unison. The twins pouted. Alessio gurgled. Somewhere in the house, Maria was probably already preparing breakfast. Outside, the city woke to news of Vescari Empire's continued dominance, unaware that the real power came from a nursery where an Alpha King learned to share authority with an Omega who refused to be silent. "This is it," Luca said quietly. "This is what we fought for." Matteo pulled him close, kissed him slow and deep while the twins made exaggerated gagging noises and Alessio spit up on Matteo's shoulder. "This is everything," Matteo agreed. And it was. Not perfect, not safe, but real. A family built on recognition, forged in choice, and defended with the kind of love that rewrote empires. The twins grew. Alessio learned to walk, then talk, then follow his brothers into increasingly creative trouble. Luca finished his degree online between feedings and meetings and started consulting for Omega rights organizations. Matteo's empire shifted from fear-based to loyalty-based, stronger for the transformation. Years later, when the twins were old enough to ask, Luca told them the truth. About the clinic, about the lies, about the night they'd spoken for the first time and changed everything. "So we saved you?" Dante asked. "You saved all of us," Luca said, "by being brave enough to recognize what you needed, and loud enough to demand it." "That's a good story," Marco decided. "Better than princess stories." "Way better," Alessio agreed. He was 5 now, all Vescari confidence and Moretti compassion. "Because it's real." That night, Luca and Matteo stood in the nursery. Empty now, converted to a playroom, the twins and Alessio asleep down the hall. "Do you miss it?" Matteo asked. "The beginning? When it was new and desperate and impossible?" "No," Luca said. "This is better. This is earned." He was right. The first night had been recognition, biology proving itself stronger than lies. But this ordinary evening in an extraordinary life, this was choice. Day after day, year after year, choosing each other. Choosing family. Not because instinct demanded it, but because love insisted. And in the end, that was the only empire that mattered. Some families are born. Others are forged. The Vescari Moretti family was both. Recognition transformed into choice, instinct refined into devotion, and 3 days of impossible connection that became a lifetime of earned love.